Now, a little bit of bench flour. Actually, let me go back 1 second. You should cover this. As you're working with it, slightly damp towel, just put it over the top. Keep it moist, keep the air off of it. Work 1 cigar at a time. All we're gonna do is put a little bit of flour on our board, and then with your fingers, right here, let's use this part of our hands. Just roll it out real nice. Start with a little bit of pressure in the center and work it out. If it starts to break, don't worry about it. Just cut it, put it back on the pile. Just keep rolling them out. This is the most tedious part, so if you have grandchildren, this is a great thing for them. And that's all you do. You roll it out till you want the desired thickness. There's no rule here for the thickness. It's whatever you prefer. If you want a thick one, you can go with a thick one. This is about the size I do it. This is probably about 3/8 of an inch wide. And then I get my dough hook again and I just cut them, just like this. Have yourself a little bowl, a little plate, a little container, whatever it is you want, with flour. Put them right back into the flour, mix them up a little bit, and they can stay there while you finish the rest of the batch. As far as care for them after we're done making them, you want to check and see if she's got the gnocchi? You can, but you want to check the moisture on them. Again, all the different flours that you use, some obviously are more dense than others, and I've never tried it with rice flour, but I'm sure you can. You know, you would have to adjust either way, the egg, you know, your egg mixture and everything else, the potatoes. So anything is possible. You can try anything with this. The key is in the potatoes for this. That's really what it is. Now again, we're just gonna, this batch that's on that recipe right there, that'll probably serve 15 people, a nice portion. So again, depending on how big you cut them. If you were doing this, like if you were having a cocktail party at your house, probably make this recipe and you can cut them a little smaller or roll them a little smaller, whatever you think you need. For tomorrow night, this is a 2.5 pound potato batch. For tomorrow night, I did 15 pounds of Yukon Gold potatoes. We have them in the freezer upstairs. And this is all you do. Roll them into little cigars like this, whatever size you want, and cut them with your dough scraper. Just like that. Right back into our container and just roll them in the flour. Now what I do to keep them is I put them in the freezer. After, yeah, they can even pick one up and touch it if they want. They can see how soft and delicate they are.
You said you baked them after?
These, no, these go in the freezer, they'll freeze up. Then salted boiling water. You drop them in. The second they float to the top, finito. That's the trick. Yeah, if they float right back up, you're golden.
Excuse us.
This is the good stuff.
Now, I make them like pillows. The little square pillows you just seen. A lot of people, they get the fork. They get the fork and they'll roll it off the back of the fork just to get the lines on there. You know, they'll just do a real quick, boom, roll it so they get the lines. Well, yeah, till it floats. Quite literally, you drop it in the water. You're talking 30 to 45 seconds, they should start popping up. You can buy a little gnocchi board. This costs $4 in the store. It's a gnocchi board. You roll it. You would take your gnocchi. Oh yeah, absolutely. Put them in nice and frozen. With these, I take them between these two fingers and I roll them. And then they get those nice little lines on there like you got in the store. It's something to do. It's aesthetically pleasing, but that's not the way I grew up. You know what I mean? That's why I don't do it, because I grew up on the nice little pillows. And I think they're about to serve you some, yeah.
The lines are just the core thing.
You know what? It's not important at all. No.
I always wondered.
The gnocchi is so, it's obviously a potato pasta, so it's very starchy. It's going to hold on to whatever sauce you give it. You know, as opposed to some of the harder pastas, like the fusillis and everything, they have the ridges on them. They need to hold some of the sauce. But these, and again, I wouldn't, gnocchis, I like them with tomato sauce. That's the way I was brought up, or with a little bit of butter and ricotta cheese. My favorite's tomato sauce. When I first met my wife, we went to dinner at an Italian restaurant, Il Molino, and she ordered the gnocchi with Alfredo sauce. And I'm sure it's fine, you know, it sounds delicious, but it was a shock to I said, what did you order? And she said, I ordered the gnocchis with the Alfredo. I said, you can't eat gnocchis with Alfredo. But sure enough, they came, I tasted it, it was good, but I could never do it. The gnocchi bolognese with the, yeah. And they're very light, right? Now the ones you're eating now, I made those with AP all-purpose flour and a little bit of cake flour to try to duplicate the 00. Those are regular baking potatoes. Idaho potatoes, 60-count potatoes, 2.5 pounds. The ones tomorrow are going to have a different flavor profile tomorrow night because they were made with the Yukon Gold potato. That's going to have a richer, creamier presence to it. And lighter because the Yukon Gold is a bit less starchy.